Good morning and welcome to UMass Boston. I'm delighted to be here with you this morning to welcome our good friend, Congressman Stephen Lynch, and all of you today to announce a major new investment in the Robert and Donna Manning College of Nursing and Health Sciences at UMass Boston. This is a big day for UMass Boston. In just a few moments, I will have the privilege of introducing our guest of honor, Congressman Lynch, who will talk about the $3 million appropriation he secured to fund a home care digital and simulation lab. Before I do so, I'd like to thank and acknowledge so many folk here today, the elected officials, the business leaders who've submitted letters of support for this appropriation and therefore were so significantly responsible for this extraordinary new day at UMass Boston. First, I'd like to introduce and give my gratitude, muchas gracias, to Frank Baker, our counselor, and Aaron Murphy, who are with us here this morning. Ms. Murphy is also a graduate of UMass Boston. And before we proceed, I have a little Frank, don't bring up student debt, please. Okay, no, I won't. You don't get too much. We're grateful for everything you do to strengthen UMass Boston's presence in our iconic city. Additionally, we appreciate the letters of support and the good work submitted by State Senator Nick Collins. Nick, are you here? No. State Representative Don Hunt and David Beal, are they here? No. Boston City Council President Ed Flynn and Councilors Michael Flaherty, Luigi N., who are not able to join us this morning. I also want to offer my sincere gratitude to Senator Elizabeth Warren and Senator Ed Markey for their support of Boston's only public research university. I'm also honored and happy to thank J.D. Cheslop, President and CEO of the Massachusetts Business Roundtable. J.D., thank you. Thank you for all you do to support the nexus between research, translational work, and the effervescent work that is needed for the great city of Boston to maintain its leadership in the entire ecology of the life sciences. Your work as president of the Greater Boston Chamber of Commerce is so much appreciated, and so is your leadership. And of course, I want to thank the UMass Boston leadership who's here with us this morning. I want to acknowledge Provost Joe Berger and Manning College Dean Bo Fernal for their leadership on our campus. Finally, my gratitude, my sense of appreciation, my thanks to University of Massachusetts Board Chair Steve Karam, from whom you'll hear in a few moments for his support, for his leadership of the extraordinary system that is the University of Massachusetts system. I want to thank Jen and the leadership of the lab here. I want to thank all the students. I want to thank the faculty and staff that have joined us for this wonderful occasion. With this strategic appropriation, UMass Boston will establish the home care digital and simulation lab to train the next generation of nurses in evolving home care technologies with a special emphasis on patients who are aging, disabled, or who have experienced health disabilities and disparities. It is a win in at least 3 very significant ways. First, numero uno, it's a win for the healthcare needs of our citizens in the city of Boston throughout the state who stand to benefit from pioneer home care technologies that will improve human lives. Second, it is a win for the healthcare innovation in Massachusetts, which continues to bring together diverse sectors, capital, research around the translational science that is required for 21st century healthcare delivery. And third, it is a win for UMass Boston and the central role universities play in the knowledge economy. We live in the cognitive era, and Boston is the cognitive capital of the world. Together with Congressman Lynch, UMass Boston saw the big picture, a prime opportunity to both build cutting-edge research, infrastructure, and catalyze economic development. With that, it is now my great honor to introduce the individual responsible for bringing us together today, a distinguished, selfless public servant, a tireless voice for the historically underrepresented, my friend, our Congressman Stephen Lynch. One more word. In so many ways, Congressman Lynch shares the lived experience of our beacons, of your chancellor. Growing up in South Boston, housing project, graduating from South Boston High School, working his way through school as a first-generation college student, and serving proudly as an iron worker and union leader. He knows what it is like to be resilient, self-motivated, passionate, qualities that we treasure in our students who are here with us this morning. It should surprise no one then that Congressman Lynch has been a long-term, authentic, genuine champion of our public university, UMass Boston. For 2 consecutive years now, he has delivered discretionary federal funding to support initiatives and growth at UMass Boston, the only campus in the UMass system to receive such funding. Indeed, we not so secretly love it when every time the congressman refers to UMass Boston as the crown jewel of the UMass Boston, the University of Massachusetts system. A dedicated friend, an amazing representative of the people of Boston in our Congress, Stephen Lynch.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Chancellor, for that very, very generous introduction. And of course, I want to thank my colleagues, Councilor Frank Baker, who is a relentless representative of Dorchester, and also Erin Murphy, who represents the entire city as a city councilor at large. They are frequent flyers to my office, and certainly they were very strong advocates on behalf of the money that we have here today. This is really part of a process, right? And I do want to acknowledge Chancellor Suarez-Orozco's staff, Matt Fenton, who is here, who was really our our daily contact as we were working this process through the House and Senate for this $3 million and the $1.5 million that we got last year. We really do rely heavily upon our partners at the local level, not only elected officials, but also the staff. So the staff here in the Chancellor's office were extremely helpful, because there's a process with the Appropriations Committee to make sure that the taxpayers' money is well spent, and that it is really addressing a significant need within our communities. And so I want to thank my colleagues, my House colleagues, Mr. Neal, who is Ways and Means Committee, but also Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren over in the Senate. They've got some challenges because of the rules over there in the Senate that I don't have. And this would not be happening. I want to be clear about this. This would not be happening without the fact that Senator Elizabeth Warren, our senior senator, and Senator Ed Markey were on board and pushing hard on this. And we had a president who was willing to sign a bill to provide these resources and recognize the talent here at UMass Boston, which is, in my mind, really and I want to thank Steve Karam here from the Board of Trustees, and forgive me if I refer to this campus as the flagship campus of the UMass system. That is my humble opinion, but I spend a fair amount of time out here. So this path is on my jogging path. I usually run out of the L Street Bathhouse, which is under construction, and I run out the back here, and I come back out onto Morrison Boulevard, and then run back to the L Street Bathhouse. But so I end up, stopping in and getting a drink of water on a regular day that I run here, and there's a great vibe happening here, and you see it in the faces of the students who are here today, and that's. This is great to see, because as often as this was described to me and what we're doing out here, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And so seeing the students here, seeing their bright shining faces and the high intellect that is represented and the wonderful talent that is here really brings it all together for me this morning. And I'm just so happy that we're able to bring these resources. There's a crisis going on in healthcare. We're losing. I think it may, and we talked about this morning with the Chancellor. It may have been the impact of the pandemic and the tremendous pressures that were put on, frontline workers, and that of course includes nurses and hospital staff. But there seems to be an exodus of a lot of professionals who have said, okay, I'm at this point in my career and I'm going to leave the profession. We have such demand for nurses in this area. We've got wonderful, world, award-winning hospitals here and health centers that require wonderful nursing staff. Nurses are the backbone of our healthcare system. If anybody who's spent any amount of time in a hospital, and I'm blessed to have parents who lived a very, very long and full life, but at the end of their lives, I saw how desperately they were in need of professional nursing care. And as well, I'm involved in the lives of my constituents, almost 800,000 of them, and I see how heavily they rely on great nursing care. And so there's an exodus because of the pressures of the pandemic. So even though there was a pre-existing need for a transition to better, more professional nursing education, technology has also amplified that need. So what we're doing here with this $3 million is really allowing for this wonderful institution to provide nurses who are ready on day one that can provide that desperately needed care to the people that we all worry about every single day. This is a blessing for all of us, I think. I have said to the Chancellor that I think we want to be famous for this. We want to be famous at UMass Boston. We want to be famous. We want to be recognized worldwide for the work that we're doing here. in producing the best nurses in the world. And that's really our goal. So this is just a beginning. This is $3 million, but this is just a beginning. Like the 1.5 last year, I cannot be the champion of every cause. There's just too much need out there in the world. But I can be the champion of this one, and that's my goal. Yeah. My wonderful staff gave me all kinds of talking points to use, but I've blown through them all, I think. This is so UMass Boston, our nursing school here is the 9th largest in the United States. That's significant. It's going to grow. We're going to move up that ladder. We're going to be number 1 eventually. And UMass Boston's Robert and Donna Manning College of Nursing and Health Science offers the only publicly supported programs of its kind in the greater Boston area, and it routinely and exceptionally produces skilled graduates who are ready to meet the healthcare needs of our city, state, and our country. So, and it is the mission. It's the fundamental mission of this College of Nursing to create an inclusive and collaborative academic and professional environment that promotes innovation and public service. And as I said before, healthcare is changing. The paradigm is changing. We're trying to keep people home and, in their homes and being treated in their homes more often than shipped to a hospital. And that requires a whole new spectrum of technology that has to be mastered and deployed. And this center will allow us to do exactly that. So in furtherance of this critical mission, I'm proud to have partnered with my friends at UMass Boston and the Massachusetts congressional delegation to secure this $3 million in fiscal year 2023 community project funding for the College of Nursing in the recent omnibus appropriation bill that was, as I said, passed by President Biden last month. So the new funding will specifically be directed towards a proposed home care digital and simulation lab at the College of Nursing here at UMass Boston. It will also build upon the $1.5 million in community project funding that we were able to secure in 2022 in support of the design and engineering phases of the university's planned construction of a brand new state-of-the-art nursing school building. So the cutting-edge home care digital and simulation lab will immerse students in innovation, healthcare technologies, while learning and developing and refining their skills in a real-world environment that is so necessary. With the velocity of change recently in healthcare is just so tremendous. We need to step up our game in order to make sure our nurses are fully prepared for that. So at that very moment when we're facing critical skills and personnel gaps in a dedicated nursing sector that continues to serve on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic and other health emergencies, this timely project will better ensure that we're able to train the next generation of nurses here in Boston and provide those students with a modern curriculum and extraordinary practical experience on par with their wonderful commitment. And we are so grateful for the wonderful commitment of our nursing students to use your talents and your energy in protecting the people that we worry about every single day. So there's a spiritual dimension to the work that nurses do, and you're saving lives. You're saving lives and improving the lives of all of us. So we thank you for your commitment to do that, and we feel that we're blessed by your commitment, and obviously we feel a deep obligation to help you on your journey during your educational experience. So again, thank you all for being here. As I said, this is just the beginning, and it's building upon those who came before me. That Congressman Joe Moakley was obviously a big champion of UMass Boston, and he preached, the gospel of supporting our public universities, and that's what I'm trying to do here today. So God bless you all, and thank you for your kindness. Have a good day.
Thank you, Congressman Lynch, for your kind, beautiful, wonderful, wise remarks. All of us at UMass Boston are deeply grateful for your efforts to secure our support for our university. Muchas, muchas gracias. Next, I'm pleased to introduce the new chair of the University of Massachusetts Board of Trustees, Mr. Steve Karam. We are fortunate to have strong leadership with President Marty Meehan, who sends his regrets. He's unable to join us today. His responsibilities took him to the great state of California, and he cannot be with us. Steve Karam is with us, and he is the leader of our board. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for taking the time to join us today. Please join me in welcome our new chairman of the Board of Trustees.
Good morning, everyone. Before I get started, I would like to echo Congressman Lynch's comments about nursing and the profession. All of us have, with our families, have had experiences with the healthcare system, and all of us know that doctors are amazing, but the nurses truly are the backbone of any healthcare system, in good times and bad times for our families. So thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. It's great to be here today to celebrate what will be a transformational investment in UMass Boston, an institution that is critical to the socio-economic well-being of Boston as well as the Commonwealth. As Marcelo mentioned, President Meehan is not able to be with us today, but when I do talk with him, I'll mention your thoughts on the flagship of our system for sure. He did ask me to express his deepest gratitude to you, Congressman, for your advocacy of UMass Boston and its College of Nursing and Health Sciences. I also want to take the opportunity to express the university, the trustees of the boards, thanks to you and the entire Massachusetts congressional delegation for its support throughout the pandemic. Thanks to their understanding of the importance of the university in the lives of our students, employees, and our communities, the university received $255 million in pandemic-related relief funds, with $113 million going directly to students to help them progress towards their degrees. As chairman of the Board of Administration and Finance during that period, I know how critical that federal investment was to keep all of our 5 campuses financially strong through a very challenging time. That investment is a big reason why the university is well positioned now to lead the Commonwealth in a post-pandemic era. So thank you again, Congressman Lynch. Today's announcement signifies that we are moving forward as a university and a community. Under Chancellor Suarez Orozco, UMass Boston is indeed on the move, more deeply connected than ever to the aspirations of this community. Today we celebrate an investment in our Manning College students who are and will continue to be the core of the city's healthcare workforce. It is a statement that UMass Boston students, Manning College students, deserve the best possible facilities in which to learn. And it is a statement that inclusion and diversity matters when we're talking about education in our healthcare system. So this is a big day for UMass Boston and the community it serves. Thank you again, Congressman, for the leadership role you making this possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Steve. This concludes the speaking program. Now we'll take a few formal photos to mark the occasion. In a few moments, I will join the Congressman on a tour of the existing simulation space here at the Manning College, led by the Director of Education and Clinical Research, Rosemary Samia. Rosemary, thank you. Once again, I want to thank all of you for joining us today and for your commitment and for your support of UMass Boston. It's a great honor for me, an immigrant to our country, an American by choice, a first generation to college. It's the honor of a lifetime to lead this extraordinary institution. I often say, quoting the great Voltaire, if we didn't have UMass Boston, we would need to invent it. Thank you.